Okay, here we go. Chapter 7 called A Stumper. The next morning was school. I put my spit cup in my backpack and I took it to my bus stop because Mother said I couldn't take my tooth, but the spit cup was Grandma's idea. I saved Herb a seat. Then I bounced up and down real excited because I couldn't wait for him to see me, of course. Finally, we got to his bus stop. I waved to him from the window. Then, I leaned my face real close to the glass and I smiled my biggest smile. Herb's eyeballs popped out of his head. Then he ran on the bus, zippity-quick. "It came out, Herb, it came out," I said. "My tooth came out on Friday and it's been out ever since." I smiled at him again. "See me, Herb? See how I look? I look fascinating, right? I don't look like Uncle Lou, hardly." Herb's eyeballs kept popping out at me. "Whoa," he said, "wow." I laughed at that nice comment. I smiled and pointed. "See my tooth hole, Herb? Huh? I look cute, right? I don't even look like Uncle Lou, correct?" Herb said, "Wow," again. After that, I got my backpack and I unzipped the zipper. "Yeah, only wait till you see this, Herbert," I said. "I brought something special for you to see." After that, I pulled out the cup and I put it right on his lap. Ta-da! It's my spit cup, Herb. I used this cup to rinse my actual spit. I showed him the edges. "See the pink color right there? That pink is from the bleeding." Herb's face did not look delighted. "Okay, thank you. Now, please get it off of me." I got it off. "But I thought you would like to see this," I said, very disappointed. Herb patted me. "Live and learn," he said. Pretty soon his face got normal again. "So, how much money did you get from the fairy, Junie B?" he asked. "Did you get a lot of cash?" My stomach did a flip-flop at that question, because I didn't want to discuss that matter, of course. I squirmed in my seat, kind of worried. Then I looked out the window and I didn't talk. Herb tapped on me. "What's wrong, Junie B?" he said. "How come you're not answering me? The fairy did come, right? She didn't forget you, did she?" I looked all around and then I scooted next to him very close and I quieted my voice to a whisper. "Yeah, only I can't even discuss that matter, Herb," I said, "'cause I know stuff about the fairy." "Stuff? What kind of stuff?" he asked. Then I whispered even softer. "Sorry," I said, "but I have to keep it a secret, so please don't ask any more questions, and I mean it." After that, I pretended to lock my lips and throw away the key. I saw that on TV once. Herb looked annoyed at me. Then I unlocked my lips again. "Don't be mad at me," I said. "I can't help what I know, Herb. And anyway, all you have to do is think about it, 'cause the fairy doesn't make sense." Herb scratched his head. "What do you mean it doesn't make sense?" "Why doesn't she?" I crossed my arms. "Because what does the fairy do with teeth, Herbert? Huh? Did you ever ask yourself that problem? Why would a fairy pay money for teeth when she doesn't even use them? It sounds kind of fishy, don't you think?" Herb just stared at me. "Well," I said, "do you know the answer, Herb? A fairy wouldn't just throw your teeth in the garbage, would she? 'Cause that doesn't even add up. Only nobody knows what she does with them. Apparently, not even you." Herb wrinkled his eyebrows. "I never thought about it," he said. Then he tapped on his chin. "What does the fairy do with the teeth? That's a stumper, all right." After that, he slid way down into his seat, and he thought and thought some more. I thought some more, too. Then we rode to school real quiet. Chapter 8, Smiling. When we finally got to school, I started feeling shaky inside, 'cause I didn't want to get laughed at, remember? Plus, I was still concerned about the fruit throwing. I closed my mouth real tight, and I walked back to my desk. Lenny smiled and waved at me. I waved back. Then, very slow, I did a shy smile. That's when Lenny jumped up out of his desk and did a loud whoop whoop. "Cool," he said. "You look so cool, Junie B." Jose heard Lenny and came to see. Then he grinned and grinned at my brand new smile. And he gave me a high five. And that is not the best part. Because when Mr. Scary saw what was going on, he came over all the way to my desk to see my tooth. And he gave me a smiley face sticker. After that, he clapped his hands together and he made an announcement to room 1. He told them that I lost my tooth and he asked me to stand up and show them my new special smile. I swallowed real nervous. Then I stood up kind of jittery and I opened my lips a teensy bit so the children could see my tooth hole. And what do you know? Room 1 was happy for me. All of them smiled real nice, except for May. Not May, of course. May just rolled her eyeballs. I think you look weird, Junie Jones, she said. I think your smile looks silly. I sat down. No, May, this is a silly smile, I said. Then I put my fingers in the sides of my mouth and I stretched my mouth wide across my face and I wiggled my tongue at her very fast. Lenny and Jose laughed and laughed. And guess what? At lunchtime, I made my smile even funnier because Lenny gave me a raisin and I put that right in my tooth hole and it stuck there very hilarious. Shirley laughed her head off at that joke. I am beginning to enjoy that girl. So, how much did the tooth fairy leave you? She asked. Did you get a bundle? Yeah, said Lenny. I was wondering that too. I started feeling squirmy again. I looked at Herb kind of worried. He tried to explain the matter to them. Well, Junie B, didn't exactly leave her tooth for the fairy yet, he said. All of a sudden, the children looked at me. Why? They said. Why didn't you leave it, Junie B? I squirmed around some more, then finally I took a deep breath. I've got issues with that fairy, that's why, I said kind of quiet. Issues? Said Lenny. Like, what kind of issues? He asked. I swallowed real hard. Issues like, well, you know, like, what does she do with the teeth, for instance? I asked. For a minute, nobody said anything. Then May made the cuckoo, cuckoo sign at me. What does the fairy do with the teeth? She said. What kind of dumb issue is that? I flashed my angry eyes at that girl. Well, if it's so dumb, then you must know the answer. Right, May? I said. And so what does the fairy do with those teeth, huh? She doesn't pay money just to throw them away, does she? After that, I waited and waited for her to answer. But the other children waited too. But May didn't say anything. Well, I said. Well, said Shirley. Well, said Jose. Finally, May's face turned red and she went to get a drink of water. After that, the whole lunch table started talking about the tooth fairy, and no one knew what she did with the teeth. We wondered and wondered. Then all of a sudden, Lucille stood up and she fluffed her fluffy dress. Well, guess what? I really don't care what the tooth fairy does with the teeth. All I care is how much money she leaves. Then she looked at room 1. You're nothing without money, people. Remember that, she said. I tapped my fingers on the table, kind of annoyed. Yeah, only that doesn't even answer my question, Lucille, because I still don't know what she does with the teeth. Lucille put her hands on her hips. Well, maybe she just collects them, she said. Did you ever think of that, huh? Collecting stuff is a hobby, you know. My Richie Nana collects tons of junk. She also pays good money for it, too. I tapped my fingers some more, and then I put my chin in my hands, and I thought about Lucille's Nana. Finally, I started to smile a little bit, because maybe Lucille's idea might make sense, possibly. Pretty soon, Herb smiled a little bit, too. A tooth collection, huh? He said. Maybe that's the answer, Junie B. Yeah, that just might be it. The fairy might collect teeth as a hobby or something. Sure, said Lenny. There's nothing wrong with collecting stuff, like I collect baseball cards. But I don't really do anything with them. See, I collect match cars, said Jose. What's wrong with that? Just then, Sheldon springed up from the table. Yes, and I collect vacuum cleaner bags. And the doctor says that's perfectly normal. After that, Sheldon laughed, and he pretended to vacuum his pants. All of us moved away from him, and then the bell rang, and everyone went outside for recess. That afternoon, I wrote in my journal, Dear First Grade Journal, me and Herb talked some more on the playground. We decided the Tooth Fairy has a tooth collection, probably, and that's not even weird, possibly. Also, I promised Herb I would put my tooth under my pillow tonight. I hope we are right about this, woman. From Junie B., first grader. P.S. I wish me all the best. Wow, is the Tooth Fairy going to come? Let's see, she's finally decided to put it under her pillow. Let's see, we'll find out tomorrow.